And the time pass, क्या फल पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you even zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we talk about spiritual life, we have to essentially recognize what is the meaning of spiritual life. Are we going to get something or we are going to lose something? Is there something incomplete in us that we have to add something so that we become complete? Is it that whatever experiences are happening in our life, for that others are responsible? These are the questions which are to be sorted out. And for that purpose, there are 3 stages through which, according to our Hindu religion, we are told. The first thing it is said is, we are all living at a body level. So, when we live at body level, what are the consequences? First, this world becomes very real. And whenever something is taken as real, then we are going through the samsara first. And in this, our struggle is do something to get something, do something to get something. And here we may not be able to achieve everything. Then we go to the second stage. I think I am not getting a job. I tried my best. Then let me go to Tirupati Balaji. Hey Balaji, kindly get me job. So there also our approach to life is fulfilling our desires. Second thing. And when we go through this, it takes a lot of time. By the time we realize that we have been struggling, wasting our life, having achieved nothing. See? You know, how we get really oriented to the spirituality is not those who are the failures and the frustrated, depressed people. No. The example will be, if we have taken a piece of sugar cane and put it in our mouth, and then we keep on chewing it so that we can take out all the juice. After all the juice is taken out, we check it. Is something remaining? And after every drop of juice is sucked out or sucked in, Thereafter, what we do with that? If you are Americans, remove it and put it in your pocket. If you are Indian, throw it on the road. See? Spiritual life begins when you have successfully lived and you want to go beyond success and failure. It is for them. And for that, the foundation is that we have lived our life through so many good and bad events, experiences. Now, when we are going through every interaction in the life, what have we learned? If we are leading our life mechanically, then we have not stepped even one step on the spiritual path. We have to learn from every single experience. And what is that learning? I'll tell you a few learnings. If we practice it, then we will understand what we are going to talk. One or two examples will make it clear. See, I am very fond of some type of music. So, during the Corona festival, I was very much attracted towards one bhajan or song, and it was so beautiful that during that 2 years period, every day I used to listen to that, morning and evening, before the satsang. I used to like it so much. As the time passed, slowly, that intensity of liking for that song started going down. Then suddenly some pop-up came. And that I said, let me see what it is. Then I heard that. Oh, so good. Then the first was slowly dropped. Then the mind took the second one. Then that also I enjoyed. Then after some time, that also dropped. And from this, we have to learn. Human mind cannot remain attracted towards the same thing, same being, same activity throughout life on the same intensity. It cannot. And if we don't understand it, then what happens? Either we revolt or we get into depression. Now the reason is we have not taken care of our mind. See, like we take care of our body, we have not taken care of our mind. And therefore, when we are taking care of mind, we also must understand what is mind. So the first step in orienting ourselves toward the spiritual life is not getting lost in this world. This world has always been like this. There is nothing new. Nothing. But normally what happens for us, spirituality means doing good to the world, having compassion for the poor. Do that. Nothing wrong in that. But that is not spiritual life. Because we are doing something. Like, people give donations. Donations are given for what? For getting income tax benefits. ATG. Like Parleji, ATG. So that donation, which is an investment, can we call it as a donation? I do something, construct a hospital lab, but one condition, what? My name should be there and my photo should be there. So can we call this kind of life as a spiritual life? Friends, therefore, what life we are living is only on the basis of we are body, and that is the ultimate truth. And when we are body oriented, we want to do something. Whole life we are told, do this, do that, do this. Unless you do something, you will not achieve anything. So, in that process of doing, we start doing meditation. Do meditation. Then, how long? Half an hour meditation. Rest of the day, frustration. We have to live in meditation 24/7. And for that, what should be the understanding? See? The understanding should we understand meditation mean there should be absolute silence, nobody should disturb, you should not move, sit quiet. At a particular time, rest of the day, dum dhadaka. Therefore, we'll try to learn some of the basic things. We have to live, Live, we have to live in meditation 24/7. This is what we are trying to practice. It's not half an hour. And for that, we take the support of some authorities. What are the authorities for us? What is the authority for physics? Only Mr. Newton? Physics is a science. It is not attributed to one person. It is a scientific approach wherein the principle is more important than the person. The means are not that important. The goal and the attainment is important. How we have come to this place, whether we came by a car or we came by a bus or we were driven by somebody, it is secondary. Whether we have reached here on time or not, that is primary. And therefore, when we talk about spiritual life according to our Hindu religion, for us there are 5 authorities of knowledge. We have to take support of 5 of them. The first and ultimate is what we call Veda, because they are not attributed to any particular person. Like the law of gravity is not created by Newton. He has discovered it. So what is the discovery? What is already existing, it was covered under the sheet of ignorance, he lifted it. So he helped us to see what he had discovered, not only for him, but for everyone. Therefore, what is said in our scriptures is not attributed to a person, it is an eternal truth, discovered by few people. And therefore, can we say that physics is done by Dr. So and so. No, it's already there. And therefore, our approach is not person or personality oriented. Our approach is principle oriented. More than who says, what is important is what is said. More than whatever is said, more than that, what is important is whatever said is the truth or not. And therefore, we take our Veda as the first authority of knowledge. First authority. Then we come to the second stage. This is called Shruti Grantha. Shruti means we have heard. It is not taking the book and reading. It is hearing. It is not hearing, it is listening. It is not listening, but it is getting involved completely in whatever we are listening. So, they are called Shruti. Shruti means hearing. We hear from the Guru and imbibe. So, the second layer or second degree of importance is the Smriti Grantha. Smriti means what? The great masters have lived this knowledge and then they have made it available to the subsequent generations. So that is the second stage, Smriti Grantha. Like Vedas are 4, Smriti Granthas are 18, not 1. And some of them you know, like Manusmriti is very popularly known as Manusmriti, Apastamba Smriti, Harita Smriti, Narada Smriti, so many of them. That is the second authority of knowledge on the basis of which we lead our life. Now the third authority is the Puranas. There are 18 Puranas. Now these Puranas are an approach to the reality through the storytelling. Because average person is not able to understand abstract expressions and therefore some examples are given. So that is the Purana, the third valuable information source. Then the fourth is the Itihasa. Itihasa is history. There are only 2 history books according to our religion. They are Ramayana and Mahabharata. Mughal history, and that we don't accept. It is not history. It is an imposition. What is the meaning of history, you know? History is called in Sanskrit as Itihasa. Itihasa means iti, thus, asa. It really had happened. Many intellectuals, they damage themselves by telling, oh, this Ramayana, Mahabharata, Krishna and Mahabharata war, these are all imaginary things. It never happened. Therefore, we have to give the authority of reality to these 2 sources, Mahabharata and Ramayana. 4. So the 5th one is the great masters who lived this knowledge in their life and made available to the masses in the local languages. See? Like, you know, the scientific, the computer science, we do not know, but it is made available to us through a gadget, so we can use it. Exactly the same way, the deep, subtle knowledge about what is the world, who is God, what is spiritual practice, who we are, and what is the purpose of our life, what is the goal to be attained. These topics are presented for the masses who are not able to appreciate the original text, which is in Sanskrit, etc. Then for them, the great masters of the different times. See? Like Tulsidaji Maharaj. In the south also, there is the Ananda Ramayana, Amba Ramayana. In this manner, those great masters presented the same truth in the local languages. And therefore, this is the fifth source of information or knowledge. So whichever we are able to appreciate or digest, we take to that. And then the question comes, what is said in the scriptures and how it should be utilized? So we start, first of all, analyzing our day-to-day experiences. So what is our experience? Our experience has got three components. The world that we experience. The second is the impact of that experience of the world on us and how to protect us from that. The third one is what is the meaning of spiritual practice? Is it going for running, sitting for half an hour? Is it giving some charity? It is being goody-goody. Is this spiritual practice? So what is the meaning of spiritual practice? That is the third topic. Fourth topic is, who is this I who wants something? Who is doing spiritual practice? Who is doing meditation? And next topic is, who has created this world? Who is that God? Where is He? What is His creation? Then, who is the Jiva who is going through the experiences, good or bad? Where is he? What is his nature? Then, where the God can be seen? What is the form of the God? Is he form with form, formless, or what? Then, ultimately, what is the experience wherein we culminate all our inquiry and spiritual practice? And finally, before we leave this body, have we discovered fulfillment in our life or not? We go to a nice hotel and read the menu, everything, so very nice, but very expensive, very expensive. Very nice, but very expensive. But with this money, we can feed 10 people. So forget about it. Let's go and eat at home. Therefore, that knowledge which doesn't give us fulfillment, leaves some loose ends in our life, is not knowledge. These are the stages through which we will be going. And for that, what is important is we must be qualified. Without qualification, we are able to get only government job. Those who are good for nothing, they are fit for government job. But there is no reservation quota on the spiritual path. Many grastas have got this funny notion. Swamiji, it is okay for you and sannyasi, but we are grahastha. How can we lead this life? So, there should be a quota of realization reserved for them. Therefore, we have to be clear. Now, if you see the great masters, one I can quote from Maharashtra, Santa Gyaneshwar Maharaj. He was a yogi, jnani, everything. He was all in one. But he never told the masses either the yoga or the meditation or doing study scriptures. No, he didn't say. For the masses, he said, engage yourself in devotion. And what is the devotion according to him? Hari Mukhe Mana, Hari Mukhe Mana. Keep chanting Lord's name. And that can be done and achieved by everybody. If it is sincerely followed, then in due time, the seeker comes to discover what he was and what he is. And why this is done? So that the instrument called the mind, by which we are going through our spiritual life, that instrument is made available to us. Like, I have been talking to you for last 30 minutes. How many minutes you have heard me? Huh? Even this is not heard. The reason is, we are not at fault. That is the nature of the mind. And therefore, whatever is done according to spiritual life, karma, upasana, and knowledge, what for it is, or yoga, what for it is done. If this is clear, then we are walking the spiritual path. If karma is done so that we can get this, we can get that, then it is a samsara. If upasana is done so that our desires are fulfilled, I will go to our Tirupati Maharaj and then we'll be putting something there. All the there also they have put these days, I have seen the UPI, Bhagwan's phone number. So there we go so that our desires are fulfilled. See? We know only one thing in our life. What is that? Right from childhood till date, if we have to write our biography in one sentence, what we'll write? We have been struggling to fulfill our desires right from childhood till date, and yet they stand and not fulfilled. बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीरक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न रक्तः. Therefore, when karma is done to get and fulfill our desire, upasana is done again for fulfill our desires, and yoga is done for what? For two purposes. One, you should remain healthy and lead a long life. Living long, what will you do? Yoga. I am always surprised. How can one get attracted towards that? Long life cannot be the goal of life. How many years Jnaneshwar Maharaj lived? Only 20, 22. How many years Swami Vivekananda lived? See? They did not live for 100 years, 2000 years. More than how many years we live, what is important is, what is our life like? But then we get so much attracted. And therefore, these three things should be known. The karma is done for only one purpose. Who is prompting us into activity? Desires. What is a desire? Desire is expressing in two ways. I like this thing, I don't like this thing. If you function in this world without the influence of likes and dislikes, what will be your desires? No desire. Whatever is okay, it's fine. Our whole life, if we want to analyze, we have only tried to do one thing. Whatever we like, we have been running towards that. And whatever we do not like, we are running away from that. Nothing more than that. So, till such time we are under the influence of the desire, you may do anything. You will struggle and struggle. Then what is to be done? Be attentive. Our Mahamantra is, live in this world in such a manner that whatever we are supposed to do it. And whatever we are not supposed to do, don't do it. Net result, there will be no impressions of regrets in our mind. Friends, these two things we should be consciously working on. Lead or live our life in such a manner that no regrets are created. What are the regrets? Regrets are two types. What should have been done was not done. What should not have been done was done. These are the two regrets. These two regrets is such a cancerous growth on our mind. And then in the old age, because we have got all the time for us, 24 hours free, and then the mind was never worked upon, then all the wound starts bleeding, frustration, depression. Do you know how I am telling you this? Because we meet so many people. One elderly person, this happened somewhere in Calcutta. After my talk was over, 2-3 days, he was coming regularly, sitting in a corner, sincerely listening, and going back. After 3 or 4 days, then he came and he said, Swamiji, is there any way that I can remain in peace? I said, die. No, not that way. Hey, what is your trouble? How do I know? Okay, I'll tell you, but don't tell to anybody and don't tell in your lectures. Example. Then okay. And then he said, when I was young, I and my sister, we had fight. And that she was elder than me. And that time, I have taken a vow. I will not talk to you throughout my life. See, anger can do anything. And the life continued. He became old because you are elder than me, and I also became old. She has gone through very bad time. And when she was on the deathbed, she had only one regret. And she asked, one person like you, I have no thing in my life, only one thing I want. My brother should talk to me. She was on the deathbed, and yet I did not talk. No, I will not talk. Now everything is over, but that is hurting me now. What did I achieve? Not talking to her. My real sister. See, friends. Therefore, these regrets which are deposited on our mind because of these two reasons. One reason is regrets of wrong commissions and regrets of right omissions. And in this, nobody will be able to help us. See, my friends. Therefore, when we are leading our day-to-day life, we have to be absolutely aware. And what is that awareness? Get out of the impact of the likes and dislikes. So, what should be the life of a seeker? Let us avoid giving importance to fulfill our desires. What is there is fine. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. Give minimum choice, living at zero complaint level. All these factors will quieten our mind. Then the karma is meant for purification of the mind. Number one. Then the second part that we all have to go through is upasana. Now what for upasana is done? See, upasana is not done for getting justice. Upasana is done for getting favor. Understand the difference between the two? We have put efforts, but we are not getting the result. Because nature works on the laws. Nature doesn't do favor. Nature works on the laws. But then I know I have not studied well and I am not able to remember also, but I want to become a doctor. Somehow, Krishna, 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 I should get through the examination and I want to become MBBS. So I go to Tirupati and do prayers and puja and all that. So what I am doing? I want a favor. A real devotee of the Lord does not ask for favor. And you see this, all the stotras which are written and chanted, at the end there is Phalashruti. And what is the Phalashruti? Same thing. Putrarthi labhet putra, dhanarthi labhet dhanam, moksharthi labhet moksha. That means it is done with that desire. So our upasana is not getting out of the virus of desire, but we are maintaining the desires. Friends. And such people get attracted in chamatkar. These are very simple things, but we are unable to understand it, therefore we suffer. Like one example I'll tell you. Those who have controlled Prakriti, controlled the mind, they can manipulate their mind the way they want it. We are the slaves of our mind. Because they can manipulate their mind the way they want, with that ability, they can peep into other people's mind also. And then, when we go to such a Mahatma, and he tells, "Oh, Gupta ji, please come." And how he knows my name is Gupta ji? First shock. And then he tells the name of his children. How is your elder son, Arun? Has he completed his master's degree? Maharaj, he knows everything. Then, Guru Maharaj ke jai ho, Guru Maharaj. Get lost in that. Now, how it is, what it is. See, I do not know anything in your computer science. Although I use it, I don't know anything. Once my laptop was having some problem, could not do it. So I have a friend in Las Vegas. So I called him. I said, "Hey, this is the problem here. I am unable to sort it out." He says, "Swamiji, I will enter your computer and sort it out. Do this. I did that. Then he said, now you relax. I will enter. So he entered my computer from Las Vegas. And whatever was the problem, that was sorted out. Why he is able to do, why I can't do? Because he has the knack. He knows what it is. In the same manner, those who have perfect control over their mind, they can read anybody's mind. But that cannot be the goal of life. Friends. Therefore, many people have got that funny thing, Swamiji, when will I have God's vision? What will you do by looking at God? What next? Suppose, imagine, I am God. You are looking. What next? Chai cup milega. What else? Are you going to look at the God, tukur? God. Understand this. Therefore, like the karma is done for the purification of the mind, and purification of the mind means we are no more working under the influence of personal likes and dislikes. But whatever is obliged to be performed, we do it happily, cheerfully. That is the purpose of karma. Not depositing the likes and dislikes and fulfilling our desires. No. Similarly, upasana is done so that the mind is available to us. Our problem is only this. Our mind is not available to us. It runs here and there. And then we become frustrated. And then we start doing yoga. Sit in a particular posture, then do the pranayam, and then do the bhasrika. And then your mind will undercome. How long? As long as the curfew of yoga is going on, the mind is under control. When the curfew is lifted, there is a gush outside. Therefore, we have to learn. The upasana is not done for fulfilling the desires. Upasana is done so that the mind is made available to us. You know, for that, Yoga Shastra tells a technique. That technique is Sayyama. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. 8 of them. Now, out of the 8, you will see majority of the people practicing yoga, they start directly from asana. Yama, Niyama is not done. And Yama, Niyama, Sadhana is called as Mahavratas. Not to be compromised on any count, 100%. Mahavrata. But directly we come to yoga, asana. Asana. Now go to poor Patanjali. I always feel Patanjali must be turning in his grave. He very clearly told what is the asana? Sthira Sukham asana. Sthira is steady. Sukha is bliss. Steadily blissful and blissfully steady. It cannot be body. It has to be the mind. But instead of that, our understanding is, if I can sit for half an hour quiet, then achievement. Now I can sit for half an hour without any disturbance. So half an hour sitting is meditation. Then what will be the highest achievement? One can sit for 24 hours. What next? And that way, our buffaloes can sit. Don't get disturbed. Even a truck comes. Buffalo looks at the truck. So what? Go that way. And they don't stop chewing their chewing gum. Have you seen buffalo chewing gum? Next time you see a buffalo ruminating, have you seen it? I have also seen. But I have discovered this thing. Have you discovered what? When the buffalo is ruminating, her mandible, one stroke goes to the left, second goes to the right. Have you observed that? These friends. Because we have not trained ourselves to become subtly involved in anything. We only comment. Therefore, when we are told Sthira Sukham 24/7. Jehi Bidhi Rakhe Ram, Tehi Bidhi Rahiye. That is asana. And how it can be achieved? Patanjali himself told, Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapattibhyam. Technique. These are the only two sutras which Patanjali has told about the asana. Out of more than 190 sutras, only two are for the asana. So from this you can know what is the importance of these asanas. It is not so exhaustive. So how the sthira sukham can happen? The sthira sukha can happen only under one condition. If you are normal, you are happy. When are we normal? In deep sleep. When you sleep for 8 hours and then get out of your sleep after 8 hours, will anybody ever say, Yar, I was sleeping for 8 hours, I am damn tired? No. Because for 8 hours we were at the peak of happiness. And suppose you are putting efforts to sleep, you are not happy. Now go further. When we are normal in our hearing ability, we don't have to put efforts. Simply sit down and comfortably. Everything is heard without efforts. But if somebody is hard of hearing, then he or she has to put efforts. And when you put efforts, in due time, you get tired. And when you get tired, you go to sleep. That is one of the reasons why many seekers go to sleep in satsang. They are tired. हाँ ठीक है बेटी कहीं नहीं भाग के जाना है भगवान कहाँ भाग के जाता है बिकॉज वी आर नॉट नॉर्मल प्रयत्न शैथिल्य अनंत समापत्तिभ्या Now what is the ananta samapatti? Ananta means the divine, infinite, reality. If you are abiding in your own being, if you are abiding in your own being, what does it mean? You don't have any achievement or failure. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You do not become anybody. See? If we look within our own life, what is our life? We are constantly struggling to prove something to somebody. The husband has to prove to the wife, I love you. Every day I have to say, honey, I love you. Honey, I love you. Pata nahi kitne din I love you. I have to prove. Wherever proof is required, It is not our natural state. And when we become unnatural, we struggle. Now, those who are having, take for example, asthma. Now their breathing is not normal. Something is wrong. So how the asthma patient will breathe? Hey, why are you doing like this thing? No, I have got asthma. In the same manner, those who are struggling in life, they are far away from the truth. Don't struggle. Truth is revealed. When you disappear, the truth is revealed. In deep sleep, what happens? We disappear. Who goes to sleep? Think about it. Of course, I go to sleep. How do you go to sleep? I withdraw from the world, come in my room, and then cover myself. And ultimately, who is doing this? I am doing it. Then what is the last mantra? I want to sleep. Till such time this I is there, the sleep doesn't begin. When that I is dropped, the sleep begins. So what is the real spiritual practice? Freedom from I, not freedom for I. What is the freedom for I? They are not paying me properly, therefore I am going to resign that job, I'll take other job. But I is still there, who is wanting a job? Freedom for I. I am fed up of my wife, therefore I want to divorce. So who is divorcing? Husband. When you divorce, husband gone. Freedom from I. Then, but I am not feeling good. I'll get married again. Again, another I is born. But if we understand freedom from I, not freedom for I, freedom from I, what it will be? You are at ease in every time, place, situation. Like waters. Waters are at peace. Let it be a petri dish, let it be a test tube, let it be a capillary tube. Water is at peace. So what is the meaning of remaining at peace? Living at zero complaint level. And is it anything in this world, it is like that? Yes, it is. What is the space? Space doesn't complain, it is at peace. Let anything happen, no problem. So this example I have been giving in Hyderabad retreat also. Work on it again and again. See, all our sense organs, they illuminate the respective objects. It is easier to grasp and catch it. The vision can see all colors and forms, doesn't get influenced by anybody or anything. So now find out, where are you? Suppose I am on the particular color, red color. Hey, I don't like red color. So where I am? Find the object. If I am in my vision, then I will see everything, everybody, every form, every shape. But I am in my own vision. Therefore, knowledges will happen, different colors and form, but the knower will not be born. This point we told you a number of times. The highest spiritual practice which we follow is this. Experience without experiencer. Don't make it as a parroting. Like many people do. I don't know in Andhra it is there or not, but in Pune, that area I have seen this thing. They name their child Soham. So Soham is a mantra. Saha aham asmi. Tattvamasi is the Upadesha. Soham is the aham brahmasmi. So can somebody name their child with a mantra? Hey, Om Namah Shivaya, come here. No. These are to be recognized in meaning and practice. In this manner, we are slowly then living very much in this world, start learning from every small experiences, and then we come to a point in our life. This mantra comes in Mundakopanishad. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat na asti akrutaha krutena tad vijnanartham gurumeva vikachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Pariksha lokan karmachitan. Take a pause and look behind and find out. We have lived for so many years. What have we achieved? Have we discovered fulfillment in life? Then we will discover, if we are sincere, that when we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking in this world. When we will leave this world, there will never be any loss in this world. So our presence is for what? See? And when the fulfillment is attained in life, then what will happen? Nirvedamaya. Thereafter, the one who was struggling to achieve success, etc., he will disappear. And thereafter, the divinity will start expressing through him. Then the life becomes like a flower. The flower does not give fragrance to anybody. The flower has fragrance. The river doesn't give life to the villages or cities on its bank. It flows. One day I was just sitting in Rishikesh, just next to Ganges for some time. All alone I was. What was going on in my mind? Because there everybody doing the puja, arti of Gangaji, Devi Sureshwari Bhagate Gange. I just started imagining. Suppose Gangaji start thinking, I am so great, I am helping the millions of the people on the banks, and because of me their life is sustained. Oh, I am so great. Why should I waste all my waters in the Bay of Bengal? Therefore, I will stay here and help them. And then Ganges stops flowing. When Ganges will stop flowing, stagnated water rots. If the Ganges forgets the goal is merging with the ocean. That is the goal. And as a result, on the way, if somebody is benefited, it is their problem, not mine. Like we all know this. Suppose we have a cow in our house, in our courtyard. The cow is for what? For milk. But if you get a cow dung, do we keep the cow for a cow dung? For the milk. Life is not for doing good to others. Life is let the divine express through you. And then he will decide where we are to be employed. See? But we want to do good to others, the social workers. And what is the good we will do to others? Whatever I think is important, that should be propagated. Friends, because that is very important. Like, for example, a person is a teetotaler. What will be the imagination of a teetotaler to do the social service? Nobody should drink. It is very bad. Well, let them drink. Why you worry? What others should do is not spiritual life, but you should evolve in spiritual life. See? Once we understand this principle, then we will be self-oriented. Otherwise, you see many people engaged in the social work, they have got only this thing. Like the other day, one person, he came to meet me, he asked, Swamiji, I want to conduct some program on a national scale for the children, and Bhagavad Gita should be taught. So I want your help. You please teach Bhagavad Gita to children. Why? What they are studying is okay. No, I want, everybody should know Bhagavad Gita. Who are you? I want. No, but we have to propagate. I said, did you write Bhagavad Gita? No. Now the one who has given Bhagavad Gita is relaxed. Why you are worried? Friends, don't get lost in the social work. Let goodness happen through us. Like the flower does not give fragrance to anybody. It has the fragrance. Therefore, our goal in this retreat will be, let divinity express through us. But that divinity doesn't mean anybody coming, बेटा तुम्हारा तुम्हारा बनाओ. That is not divinity. Don't do that drama, that natak. Like the flower doesn't go and want to give fragrance to others. No. The sugarcane doesn't want to give sweetness. It is sweet. In the same manner, that the divinity that we are expressed through us. And what is the expression of divinity? Where I is not born. The three principles. Experience without experiencer is divinity. Knowledge without knower is divinity. And action without a doer is divinity. In all the three of them, nobody is born. When nobody is born, what is the net result? No success, no failure. Therefore, what is the life? Time pass. And when you lead your life time pass, you can never be tense. Once, many years before, somebody took me to that race, horse race somewhere. I mean, have you seen? I said, no, come, we'll take you. Come. We went. And he says, Swamiji, now today you tell with your spirituality. I said, I don't understand. He said, no, you tell. What is it? I said, okay, this is. And that horse got a big prize. Swamiji, he hugged me, you are great, you know everything and all that. Now next one. I said, forget about it. Hey friends, don't get carried away by all these things. This is not spiritual life. You are at peace with yourself. That's it. And how this can happen? For that we'll be studying a text called Atma Bodha. There are two words you must have heard. Atma Jnana and Atma Bodha. Whatever you are hearing, it is called a Jnanam. Whatever is your experience, it is called a Bodha. So first of all, we have to gain the Atma Dhyana and then metamorphose into Atma Bodha. This is the technique. How it is to be done, etc. We will do according to our boss's orders. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.